Welcome back to Peril Pending and episode 5 of Reform Candidate Catchup. Yeah, these just keep coming. Today's episode of Reform Candidate Catchup comes from an article in the BBC by Jenny Atkin. And this one's a little different to the usual take. Titled, Councillor Quits Reform Over Bullying and Sexism. Let's get into it. Charlotte Kelly was one of the 49 Reform councillors elected when the party took control of the authority in May 2025. Remember that? That was the landslide, amazing, Reform are going to run the country style council elections, and they did do pretty well. But since then, a few have turned independent, a few have just quit, a few have been kicked out for their views on social media. Would you believe it, considering what we've seen previously? There must have been some real bad stuff. And now we've got Charlotte as well, who left because she was getting bullied and they were sexists. And I'm not surprised that that was her encounter with Reform. The 31-year-old, a previous Conservative member before her election, said her decision to rejoin the Tories was based on a period of reflection about her future. See, this is why people really shouldn't trust Reform, because they are just Tories. They're Tories in a different colour. Charlotte here was a Tory and thought the best thing to do would be to move to the Reform Party, and obviously they've hired Suella Braverman, Andrea Jenkins, Robert Jenrick. They are just they're literally just a different shade of blue. The Leek rural councillor added she wanted to expose her experience of bullying and sexism. A spokesperson for Reform said in response that Kelly had been a source of ongoing disharmony within the group. Okay, not going to deny the claims of bullying and sexism though. Unfortunately, as a member of the Reform group, I have experienced bullying and sexism on a regular basis, Kelly said. Reform's leadership has not yet been willing to deal with the issue, and this has made it impossible for me to continue as a member of that group. But, you know, they'll probably do really well when they're running the country. I mean, they can't even hold a councillor down. But, yeah, the country, I mean, that's the easy bit. She went on to describe herself as a traditional Conservative, and she felt the party under the leadership of Kemi Badenoch was her natural home. Odd, because Kemi's been the leader for quite a while, so you likely left whilst Kemi was leader, unless you left politics entirely, or maybe you weren't in politics. I'm not too sure. It just seems odd, considering Kemi is the least charismatic leader, the least, let's be honest, intellectually honest leader that the Tories have had since Liz Truss. And also, let's just point out here that Charlotte described herself as a traditional Conservative, and yet Reform, the self-proclaimed party of the working class, was the party that she was drawn to. I'll just leave that there. The Reform spokesperson said, "It comes as no surprise that Councillor Kelly has left Reform UK. She has been a source of ongoing disharmony within the group and is currently subject to a formal complaint. It is regrettable that she has chosen to defect to a party with a dire track record of mismanagement in Staffordshire, one that has driven the council into hundreds of millions of pounds of debt through reckless and uncontrolled spending." Now, I love seeing the Tories and Reform tear each other apart. I don't want it to stop. I want it to carry on. But I do have to point out that this Reform spokesperson is aware that Robert Jenrick, Suella Braverman, Andrea Jenkins and others are also from a party with a dire track record of mismanagement, aren't they? The leader of the Conservative group on Staffordshire County Council, Philip White, said that Kelly had been welcomed back into the party. And White went on to say that since Kelly had spoken openly about the difficulties she had faced as a Reform member, the Tory group were happy to offer support to other members of the County Council Reform Group on a confidential basis if they are experiencing difficulties. Now, you'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Reform and the Tories just trading councillors like Pokemon cards. But remember, Reform is the party of the working class, apparently. That's why it's a revolving door for Tories. Because, whatever the evidence of your eyes and ears, don't trust that. You gotta trust Farage.